What's up, y'all? It's LeBrad. I went out and had a couple drinks last night, but man, I can't do it like I used to. Now that I'm in my 40s. So yeah, I have a little bit of a hangover. I'm trying to hydrate. But let's read. I'm guessing the moon is in Aries right now. The Knight of Wands, but lo, a stir in the air, the wave, there is movement there. Who is that? Who's that Knight of Wands in your life? So this Knight of Wands, this is someone, who typically is, on the move. The Knights represent movement. And the Knight of Wands is someone who moves with a lot of passion. So whatever type of feelings they're in at that moment is motivating them to take some type of action, to take some type of movement either towards you or away from you. So this could be someone coming in. This could be someone going out. Could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. They're in the traditional Rider-Waite, people talk about that Knight of Wands carrying a big stick. I'm getting Sagittarius. Sagittarius usually carries a big stick, right? Because they're like half horse, half man. But it could be a Aries or a Leo. The sun is in Aries, so this could be like the Aries energy now that the moon is in Aries, that we're seeing like some movement happening. Yeah, and Mars is out front, right? I think Mars is in either Leo or Virgo. But lo, a stir is in the air, the wave. There is movement there. So this feels like someone, making that decision. I feel like this perhaps is someone who might have been in kind of like Knight of Pentacles energy before, someone who wasn't taking any movement, and this is the shift to where like some movement is finally happening, right? Particularly in Leo season, I feel like you meet a lot of Knight of Wands, Knight of Candles. So I think a Leo season is always about, it's hitting me. Leo season is about sometimes those like new relationships starting up that don't necessarily last. They just come in with a lot of passion, and the passion burns very quick. So it's usually like a relationship that's started with like a hookup. Maybe you hook up a couple times and then that's it. So it could be that kind of relationship coming in. They probably have like a sexy car. I was in a Porsche last night. It was kind of sexy. Even though I'm not a big fan of like, I thought about that. I actually said this, and I was thinking about when I said it, I was like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. I was like, oh yeah, I was like saying, oh, how much I like their car. And I was like, yeah, I really like this Porsche car. I'm not a fan of the Porsche SUV. Because it just looks like any regular old SUV to me. But the car is kind of sexy. But I shouldn't have said that. It was probably taken kind of rude, like, and pompous. But let's see, what's going on with this night of candles? What's going on with this night of candles? Okay, let's switch decks to get some more info. Yeah, so even thinking about that, like perhaps someone is like, when they get a little tipsy, they say things that they regret later. So this could be that Knight of Wands, someone from the past who said some things to hurt your feelings, and they really didn't mean it. They're feeling like, oh, I didn't want it to go that way, you know. But they already did it. And oh yeah, this is what I was channeling earlier today. And like, this is the reason I was really channeling like what I feel like may be the main reason that you should really stop thinking about that person from the past and let them go. And that is because what you think about them is not the real them. How you view what happened in the past is not the real past that happened. And that is because you didn't get to see all that foul shit they were planning for you behind your back that they didn't necessarily get to execute on you. So you actually got away. And that's that whole thing of the rejection for your protection. You kind of got out of it without them getting to do some of that stuff. But they were still thinking it. They were still, you know, which is kind of why they had to leave, because they probably either did some foul stuff or they were planning to do some foul stuff that you don't really know about. And so when you're remembering, oh yeah, it was a lot of good times and the bad times weren't all that much. Now, it was much more bad times than you actually even know about. But they're probably in regret about it. Sure. You'll be amazed at like the kind of dynamics that come up when you're in these romantic partnerships with people. It's crazy. Like, it's crazy. Let's see. What's going on with this Knight of Candles? Amazon. It's funny. I last night I met someone who was French, and I was later talking to someone else, and we were talking about like different cultures and whatnot, and I was mentioning how I loved how this French girl would say émission instead of Amazon, how we say it, you know, like stupid American. It says the jungle, the river, the giant warrior women, or the huge online retailer. And this is highlighting, like, the duality of different words, right? Like, one word may mean something to you, it may mean something completely different to someone else. Like, something may, even like with the whole car, like, someone may see like a Porsche as, like, really nice, and someone may be like, I don't like Porsche. Someone may see it's this duality of things, and things have multiple meanings. But Amazon, the online retailer, or the jungle, the Amazon jungle. So it's given like a duality a little bit. Amazon, the jungle. Welcome to the jungle. This Knight of so this Knight of Wands could be someone who looks kind of indigenous. I'm getting that. I'm getting like Hispanic. Perhaps they're tall or big. This could really, that Knight of Wands could be a Sagittarius. Because Sagittarius usually have like a lot of Jupiter going on with them, so they can be bigger, taller, long legs, or like